Hallelujah. 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 All glory be to the King of this universe. Let us face the east and raise the ark, praying that the Creator, Maker of heaven and earth, watch over us. May He remember the many families that are gathered this day, praising and glorifying His name as we are. May He shield and protect us from the many dangers, seen and unseen, around us. Blessed be His holy name. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Kuma Yehovah, weafusu oeveka, weanusu misaneka mipaneka. Kuma Yehovah, weafusu oeveka, weanusu misaneka mipaneka. Kuma Yehovah, weafusu oeveka. Rise up, O Yah, and let thine enemies be scattered, and let them that hate thee flee before thee. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Baruch Yehovah Babokwer, Baruch Yehovah Besoraim, Baruch Yehovah Be'erev, Baruch Yehovah Belayla, Baruch Yehovah Yom Yom, Baruch Yehovah Tamid, Yehovah Eloheinu Bakusha. Lishloach lanu leko devarim ra'im she'asinu lefanecha yom yom v'liyot imanu kol hayom hazeh lema'an shemka Yehovah Elohei Avraham Yitzchak v'Yisrael Elohei Avoteinu ve'eli lishmo'a b'kolina yitzer sehotka lema'an shemka Yehovah. Hallelujah! 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 Yokai! 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 Selah. Let us join our voices in praise to the King of this universe and sing the song Ze'et HaShabbat, found on page 4 in our Sidorim. Slika, page 3 that is. This is the Shabbat day, and we are happy to be here to praise Yah's name. Ze'et HaShabbat, Sameachani. Ze'et HaShabbat, Sameachani. Ze'et HaShabbat, Sameachani. Ani Yohem Hayom Yalazeh. Ze'et Hayom Hayom, Sameachani. Ze'et Hayom Hayom, Sameachani. Ze'et Hayom Hayom, Sameachani. Ani Yohem Hayom Hallelujah. oh Yah. A power who is deserving of such praise. What a wonderful thing it is to call upon your holy name. To consider, great King, the many challenges that you continue to take us through in our lives each and every day. To praise and glorify and acknowledge you is nothing, Almighty Yah. To give thanks unto you, great King, and show you our appreciation and gratitude for the time and time again when you deliver us. Time and time again when you are merciful towards us. Time and time again when you provide for us. Time and time again when you hear and answer us over and over again. In spite of what you know about us. In spite of, great King, the fact that you and you alone know all the wrongs that we've done. In spite of the fact that you and you alone know our weaknesses. You and you alone know, Heavenly Father, the many times that we transgress your laws, statutes, and commandments. The times that we stray from you over and over again. Our flaws and, great King, faults, O Most High, you know them all. And yet, when we pray, you answer our praise. Yet, when we are in need, you provide for us. Yet, when we call upon your holy name, you are merciful enough to consider us and give us a chance, oh Heavenly Father. And you only ask that we do one thing. Proclaim your greatness. Proclaim your might. Proclaim your name in this earth and teach and tell everyone that there is none like you, our King and our Creator. Tell the universe that there is one power who ought to be praised, acknowledged, and glorified. This day we bow our heads to acknowledge such a power. This day we gather today to acknowledge and glorify such a power. We gather this day with joy of heart to praise and glorify a King who is so merciful, a King who is so considerate, a King who is so compassionate, a King who continues to provide and help not only his people Israel, but anyone who would pray and kneel and bow to him, anyone who acknowledge him for his greatness, anyone who would consider him, knowing that he it is that is the King of this universe. We acknowledge you, O Yah, and thank you for each and every one of our lives. We acknowledge and thank you, O Heavenly Father, for this week that's going into eternity that you provided for us. Food to eat each and every night and day. Clothes to put on our bodies every single day. Shielding us from the dangers seen and unseen. The many times that we could have easily lost our lives when traveling along these dangerous streets and highways. Traveling from country to country in your heavens. We hear of so many aircrafts that crash and everyone on board lose their life. Yet you allow us to travel safely. Yet you allow us to walk along these dangerous streets, protected, oh Heavenly Father, from the many lunatics that are out there that decide to just take life for whatever reason. You it is that guide us in the opposite direction and shield us from such dangers. We are here to bow and pray and acknowledge the power that continues to heal us when we become ill. That continues, oh Heavenly King, to watch over our children when they're in schools and we have no control over what could happen to them. Traveling in these school buses, we hear so many times when the driver may fall asleep or lose control of the vehicle. We're not there to guide and protect these children. You are, Almighty King. It is you, oh Heavenly Father, who allow us to go to work every day and come home safely. It is you it is that allow families to travel and disperse from their homes every day and come back and see everyone at the evening in good health and strength and able to say a prayer and give thanks to you for taking us safely through another day, blessing us to live to see a new month. It is you who's responsible for such, allowing us to, a great King, count the days down where we gather and acknowledge you for our Independence Day. Here we are prepared for such a time. We thank you, O God. You are responsible, Almighty King. These lands of our captivity we gather today, acknowledging you and praying to you. And you will be in the power of your word, as you said. If we remember you in the lands whither we are scattered, you would remember us. Here it is, you have remembered us. Give it to us our language again. Give it to us knowledge of self again. Give it to us knowledge of you again. Give it to us, oh Heavenly Father, even joy and bliss when we are supposed to be suffering and struggling. the challenges that we face are nothing compared to the joy that we have and the times that we can laugh and enjoy one another's company and give thanks to you, our King, our power, who is responsible, even in the lands of our captivity, for us being able to have joy and peace of mind. We give all thanks, all praises, all glory, all honor to a King who is deserving of such praise, glory, and honor, now and forevermore. Blessed be your high and holy name, for there is none like unto you. If we search this universe, we would find none. If we search abroad wherever we look, there is none to be compared to our King. Blessed be your high and holy name, now and forevermore. Hallelujah! 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 Your kind! Your kind! Your kind! Selah, Shema. Oh Shema Yisrael, Yahuwah Eloheinu, Yahuwah Eloheinu, Yahuwah Eloheinu. Oh Shema Yisrael, Yahuwah Eloheinu, Eloheinu, Yahuwah Echad. Oh Baruch Shemenu, Ma'akus Sole Olam, Ma'akus Sole Olam, Ma'akus Sole Olam. Oh Baruch Shemenu, Ma'akus Sole Olam. Who we gonna praise? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You may be seated. Acknowledging the creator and maker of heaven and earth. Truly a wonderful thing it is. We must use this day as an opportunity to display how happy we are, to show the creator how thankful we are, to display truly our gratitude towards Yah, because he continues to extend his mercy to us time and time again. Thanking Yah for allowing Cohane to arrive safely in the land. We now have, I don't know if you thought about it, he sent us some pictures and just showing what we're able to do today when for so many years we couldn't do it. We relied on the Jewish calendar and so many other ways to determine what days our holy days would fall on. And the Creator has put us in a position where we could actually go to our land, search for the barley, use our way, the Hebraic way and understanding that we know of to determine what days our holy appointed seasons fall on. And the Creator is going to guide us. We make our mistakes, the Creator is going to guide us, and we'll rely on Him to determine what days our holy appointed seasons, the Creator's holy appointed seasons fall on, not anyone else. And I see this as something great, and it truly shows that the Creator is with us, and He is continuing to awaken us, and guide and help us, and we have to continue to pray and trust in Him. Let us join our voices to even utter this word of prayer and bless the name of Yah. On page 4 in our Sidrah, we find this prayer. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Blessed art thou, O Yehovah, our power, and blessed be the works of thy hands. And the heavens and the earth were finished,
And all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day Yah finished his work, which he had made. And he rested on the seventh day and hallowed it, because that in it he rested from all his work, which Yah in creating had made.
O thou who art most holy, look upon thy people in mercy. Hear thou us, O power of Abraham. Nurture us, O power of Yitzchak. Save us, we implore thee, O power of Israel. Blot us not out, O Yah, though our sins be many. Cast our evil doings into the bottomless pit, to remain forevermore. Our hope is in thee, O Yah, and without thy mercy we have naught. Father of wisdom, thou dispenser of knowledge, cause our hearts to discern and our minds to retain thy law. Bless Israel to know thee as we did in the days of yore. Let the sign of the Shabbat shine brightly from this thy house, and from us thy people Israel. Let our voices mingle with the host of heaven as we joyfully proclaim. Blessed be the name of our power, and blessed be his holy day. Hallelujah. Shema.
Amen.
Shema. Israel. This is the day which Jehovah has made, and we will be glad and rejoice thereon. Unto thee do I lift up mine eyes, O thou that art enthroned in the heavens. Ascribe unto Jehovah the glory due unto his name. Worship Yahweh in the beauty of holiness. In thee, O Yah, do I take refuge. Let me never be ashamed. Thou hast given us joy in the place of sorrow. Thy truth is like a heady wine. Shout for joy, O ye children of Israel. Proclaim the name of our King, to whom the sun doth shine and the wind sing. Yahweh is our sun and shield. Who then could master us? To thee, power of our fathers, do we give honor and glory. For who is Yah beside thee? Be thou our judge, O Yah, against the ungodly nations. Save us, O our King, we beseech thee. Then shall we come clapping, singing, jumping, shouting, praising, crying, and extolling thy holy name. For in thee is the fountain of light. In thy light do we see light. Thy loving kindness, Yah, is in the heavens. Thy faithfulness reacheth unto the skies. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore in peace. For Yahweh loveth justice and forsaketh not his holy ones. Hallelujah. Shema. Where is the power of Abraham, who didst call our father from Chaldea? Art thou not he, O power of Israel? Where is the power of Yitzchak, who did bless them with the righteous Rifwah? Thou art one and the same. Who knoweth him who changed Jacob's name? Thou, O Yah, will forever remain. Though Joseph sojourned in Egypt, yet did all men show him favor. Thy hand, O Yah, was with him. Thou didst help Moshe and Yisrael against Pharaoh, who stood up the mighty Red Sea. Manna dropped from heaven to sustain thy people in the wilderness. They fashioned a calf to bow down to, yet to Yisrael didst thou show mercy. We give thanks unto thee, O Yah, and we will tell of thy wondrous works. Yehuda is Yah known, his name is great in Yisrael. His foundation is in the holy mountains. We will sing of the mercies of Yahweh forever. Unto all generations will we make them to be known. Stay thou, O Yah, in the midst of us. Cause righteousness once more to be sown. So shall the heavens praise thy wondrous Yah, thy faithfulness in the holy assembly. Let Israel awaken the day with their praises. Glory to Yah now and forevermore. Hallelujah. Shema. Shema. Oh, Hallelujah. Hallelujah. O Yah, thou art my power. Earnestly will I seek thee. Hear my voice, merciful Father. Preserve me from mine enemies. Send out thine angels to protect me. O thou that hearest prayer. With thy mighty hand, Yah, subdue all those that hate us. Remember us in mercy, Yah, and pardon all our transgressions. Except our power doth bless us, how could we hope to prosper? Unless our Creator protect us, we are as if we had not been. Stay thy hand, O death, for he doth forgive our iniquities. So will I sing praises to his name, that I may perform my vows. The dead praise not Jehovah, name nor any that go down into silence. Let us extol our power while we have life. Sing praises to our power while we have any being. Together we will lift up our voices and gratefully sing. Withhold not thy voice from extolling our Maker. Let young and old praise him together. Let the tribes come near and testify. Even the tribes of Israel, the mighty of Jehovah. Say among the nations, Jehovah reigneth. Thy power, Israel, over all the world. For Jehovah will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. Thy testimonies are very sure. Holiness becoming thy house, now, O Yah, and forevermore. Hallelujah. Shema Yisrael, Yahuwah, Eloheinu, Yahuwah, Eloheinu, Yahuwah, Echad, Baruch, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam, Waed. Hallelujah. Let us join our voices to sing the song HaTorah. As we prepare to open the book of the law, may Yah open our minds and give us understanding of his law, so that we may know how to serve and praise his name. The song HaTorah on page 6 in our Sidrah. Hallelujah. Whereby shall we return unto thee, for thy word to be fulfilled. My in our hearts to thee, and Hallelujah. The blessing can be found on page 7 in our Sidrah. Ani po Baruch Hashem Shel Yehovah.
Baruch Yahovah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahovah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Likrayet Torah.
Mode ani lefeneka Yehovah Eloheinu, Natananu et HaTorah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. This time our sisters are asked to be seated, and all of our males are asked to remain standing. Our Hebrew reading for this Shabbat Tsaw will be taken from the book of Leviticus, beginning in the 8th chapter and the 15th verse, and reading through the 36th verse. So we're going to begin in Leviticus, the 8th chapter and the 15th verse, and reading through the 8th chapter and the 15th verse, and reading through the 36th verse. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And it reads on this wise in Hebrew. Vayishkat vayikwak Moshe et Hadam, vayitain al kornot hamizbeach, saviv be'esba'o, vayikate et hamizbeach, ve'et Hadam, ve'yasak el yesod hamizbeach, vayikwak shehu lekapir alai, vayikwak et kol hakelev, asher al hakwerev, ve'et yoteret hakaveh, ve'et shetei haklayot, ve'et kel behen, vayaptir Moshe hamizbecha, ve'et hapar, ve'et oro, ve'et besaro, ve'et pirsho, saraf be'esh mikutz lamakane, ka'ashir siwa Yehovah et Moshe. Amen.
Hallelujah.
And when it was slain, Moses took the blood and put upon the horns of the altar round about with his finger, and purified the altar, and poured out the remaining blood at the base of the altar, and sanctified it, to make atonement for it. And he took all the fat that was upon the inwards, and the lobe of the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and their fat. And Moses made it smoke upon the altar. But the bullock and its skin, and its flesh, and its dung were burnt with fire without the camp, as Jehovah commanded Moses.
Hallelujah.
Modi manaknu lak, she'atahu Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avoteinu, Abraham, Yitzchak, ve'Yaakov, ve'olam ha'ed.
Likrayet Akh Naaman ben Ashir ben Yisrael.
Baruch Yahovah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahovah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Likrayet Torah. Hallelujah.
18.
Vayak Re 8 al Ha'alau, Ha'ola, Vayas Miko, Vayis Miko, Aharon, Uvanal, Et Yadehem al Rosh, Ha'ayo, Vayish Kat, Vayaz Ro, Wayi's Rog, Moshe et Adam al-Adiyah Sabi, Ve'et Ha'ayil Mikak Takao Wayak Ter Moshe et Harosh Ve'et Hana Mihan Takim, I say that, Hana Mihan Takim Ve'et Hapar there.
Hallelujah.
And the ram of the burnt offering was presented, and Aharon and his sons laid their hands upon the head of the ram. And when it was killed, Moses dashed the blood against the altar round about. And when the ram was cut into its pieces, Moses made the head and the pieces and the suet smoke.
Hallelujah.
Modim anachnu lach she'ata Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak veYaakov le'olam va'ed.
Likra et Bekor Aharon ben Cohen Zadok ben Yisrael.
אני פה ברוך השם של יהוה.
Baruch Yahuwah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahuwah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Likra et HaTorah.
מודה אני לפניך יהוה אלוהים נתנו התורה.
Hallelujah.
ואת הקרב ואת הרעיים רחץ במים ויקטר משה את כל העיר המזבח עולהו וריח מכוח אשר אישה הוא היהוה כאשר ציווה יהוה את משה ויקרב את העיר השני העיר אל המילואים ויס מחוץ לגה אהרון ובניו את ידיהם על ראש העיר וישחט ויקרא משה מדמו וייתן על תינוק אוזן אהרון הימנית ועל כהן ידו הימנית ועל כהן רגלו הימנית.
Hallelujah.
And when the inwards and the legs were washed with water, Moses made the whole ram smoke upon the altar. It was a burnt offering for a sweet savor. It was an offering made by fire unto Jehovah, as Jehovah commanded Moses. And the other ram was presented, the ram of consecration. And Aharon and his sons laid their hands upon the head of the ram. And when it was slain, Moses took the blood thereof and put it upon the tip of Aharon's right ear, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot.
Hallelujah.
Modim anachnu lach she'ata Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak veYaakov le'olam va'ed.
Likra et Bekor Yoel ben Akh Yirmiyahu ben Yisrael.
Baruch Yahuwah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahuwah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Likra et HaTorah. Hallelujah.
ויקרב את בני אהרון וייתן משה מן הדם על אזנם הימנית ועל בוהן ידם הימנית Wa'al Behen Bohen Raglan Haymanit Wais Ro Moshe et Hadam al Hamizbeach Saviv Wach et Hachelev ואת העליה ואת כל הכלב אשר על הקרב ואת יותרת הכבד ואת שתי הכליות ואת כלביהן ואת סוף הימים ומשל המצות אשר לפני יהוה לקוח כלת מצה אחת וכלת לחם שמן אחת ורקוויק אחד וישם על הכלבים ועל שוק הימים.
Hallelujah.
And Aaron's sons were brought, and Moses put the blood upon the tip of their right ear, and upon the thumb of their right hand, and upon the great toe of their right foot. And Moses dashed the blood against the altar round about, and he took the fat, and the fat tail, and all the fat that was upon the inwards, and the lobe of the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and their fat, and the right thigh. And out of the basket of unleavened bread that was before Yahweh, he took 1 unleavened cake, and 1 cake of oiled bread, and 1 wafer, and placed them on the fat, and upon the right thigh.
Hallelujah. Modim anachnu lach, she'ata hu Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzchak, ve'Yaakov le'olam va'ed.
Vikra et Akho Elikaya bat Asher bat Yisrael.
And he told Baruch Hashem shel Yehovah.
Baruch Yahuwah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahuwah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Likra et HaTorah.
Modah ani lefanecha Yehovah, natal lanu et HaTorah.
Hallelujah.
27.
ויתן את הכל על כפי אהרון ועל כפי בניו וינף אותם תנופה לפני יהוה. ויקח משה אותם מעל כפיהם ויתר המזבחה על העולה מלאים הם לריח מכוח אישה כולם יהוה. ויקח משה את הכזה ויניפו תנופה לפני יהוה מעל המזבחים למשה היה למנה כאשר ובא יהוה את משה.
Hallelujah.
And he put the whole upon the hands of Aaron and upon the hands of his sons, and waved them for a wave offering before Jehovah. And Moses took them from off their hands and made them smoke on the altar upon the burnt offering. They were a consecration offering for a sweet savor. It was an offering made by fire unto Jehovah. And Moses took the breast and waved it, for a wave offering before Jehovah. It was Moses' portion of the ram of consecration as Jehovah commanded Moses.
Hallelujah.
Modim anachnu lach she'ata hu Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov le'olam va'ed.
Likra et Bekora, Naomi bat Misharet Yaakov bat Yisrael.
Baruch Yahuwah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahuwah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Likra et HaTorah. Hallelujah.
30.
ויקח משה משמן המשחה ומן הדם אשר על המזבח ויעש על אהרון על בגדיו ועל בניו ועל בגדי בניו
Big day.
Hallelujah.
And Moses took of the anointing oil and of the blood which was upon the altar, and sprinkled it upon Aharon, and upon his garments, and upon his sons, and upon his sons' garments with him, and sanctified Aharon and his garments, and his sons' garments with him. And Moses said unto Aharon and to his sons, boil the flesh at the door of the tent of meeting, and there eat it, and the bread that is in the basket of consecration, as I commanded, saying, Aharon and his sons shall eat it. And that which remaineth of the flesh and of the bread shall ye burn with fire.
Hallelujah. Modi manatnula, sheata Eloheinu, Elohe Avotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Leolam Wae,
Likra et Maftir al Shabbat Sao, Akh Ben Boaz, Ben Zavulun, Ben Yisrael.
Baruch Yahuwah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahuwah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Likra et Torah. Hallelujah.
Lo, Tistu, Shivat, Yamin, Ayon, Melot, Yame, Melu Ekim, Ki, Shivat, Yamin, Wemale, Et, Yemale, Et, Yakem, Ki Asad, Ka'ashir, Asa, Bayon Hazeh, Zirwat Yehovah, the Asot, the Kipir, Alechem, Upetak Ohel Moed, Tishbu, Yomam, Welila, Shivat Yame, Yamin, Ushmartin et Mishmeret, Yehovah Welo, Tamutu, Ki Zilwetim, Weyaas, Aharon, Ubanal et Kol Adibari, Asher Zilwat Yehovah, the Yad Moshe.
Hallelujah.
And ye shall not go out from the door of the tent of meeting 7 days until the days of your consecration be fulfilled. For he shall consecrate you 7 days, as hath been done this day. So Yahweh hath commanded to make atonement for you. And at the door of the tent of meeting shall ye abide day and night 7 days, and keep the charge of Yahweh, that ye die not, for so I am commanded. And Aharon and his sons did all the things which Yahweh commanded by the hand of Moses.
Hallelujah. Odi manaknula she'ata Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov le'olam va'ed.
Shabbat Shalom. Alright, this Maftir portion today will be found in the book of Jeremiah. Give all honor and praise unto the Creator. Thank you to be here. Thanking Him to be here. Good to see all you guys. Amen. It's never easy coming up here and staying up.
Amen.
Or give my interpretation of the book. But Jeremiah is one of those ones that you kind of like, you read it and you kind of got to try to read it, because you're really talking about yourself, because there's a lot of things that the people were doing in Jeremiah that we can find ourselves doing right now. Right. So anytime I read Jeremiah, it's like, okay, I get flashbacks, because Mori Mishael used to do the afternoon service when the days got longer. Jeremiah, he called it Jeremiah Lives. And we used to want to walk out there ready to hang ourselves, because he makes it that strong, like we're criminals. So I'm gonna try to do the best that I can to make everybody feel good, but also realize that there's some things within ourselves that we need to change, and we can use the words that the Most High gave Jeremiah to our forefathers, use those words to help us do better. Right. So I'm going to start. I got 20 minutes, right? 15? Oh, well. All right. See, 18. You're burning my minutes. So we're going to start at Jeremiah 7. 7 to 13. We're just going to read that through so we can get a little back of why the Most High is going to say what he says in the portion. 7, Jeremiah 7 to 13. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 1 to 13. We're just going to read it through. I'm not going to stop.
The word that came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, stand in the gate of Yahweh's house, and proclaim there this word, and say, hear the word of Yahweh, all ye of Yehudah, that enter in at these gates to worship Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, amend your ways and your doings, and I will cause you to dwell in this place. Trust ye not in the lying word, saying, the temple of Yahweh, the temple of Yahweh, the temple of Yahweh are these. Nay, but if ye thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, if ye thoroughly execute justice between a man and his neighbor, if ye oppress not the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place, neither walk after other gods to your hurt, then will I cause you to dwell in this place, in the land that I gave to your fathers, forever and ever. Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. Will ye steal, murder, and commit adultery, and swear falsely, and offer unto Baal, and walk after other gods whom ye have not known, and come and stand before me in this house, whereupon my name is called, and say, we are delivered, that ye may do all these abominations? Is this house whereupon my name is called become a den of robbers in your eyes? Behold, I, even I have seen it, saith Jehovah. For go ye now unto my place, which was in Shiloh, where I caused my name to dwell at the first, and see what I did to it, for the wickedness of my people Yisrael.
Amen. So that right there just gives a real understanding of what we was going through, or what was happening that time. Now we can go into the Maftir portion at 21.
Thus saith Jehovah of hosts, the power of Yisrael, add your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices, and eat ye flesh. For I spoke not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. But this thing I commanded them, saying, see God, hearken unto my voice, and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the way that I command you.
Let's stop right there for a minute.
Let me just finish that. That it may be well with you. That's it.
All right, so basically, the Most High is saying, at that point, after all of that he told us not to do, we did it anyway. And at the same time, not only did we did what he told us not to do, we also coupled him still in it. We didn't completely abandon him.
Right.
We did what we wanted to do, at the same time still walked in his place of worship, asking for him to forgiveness.
Wow.
So at that point, he's like, go ahead, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do because you didn't do what I asked you to do. So no matter what you do, it's for nothing. So we got to take heed of that, because a lot of the things that they was doing, it was customs of the nation that we coupled into the way of the Most High told us to do. So it's like, I take it to like living in this place. There's a lot of things that happens all around us. And we come here every week and we get the word from our modern day prophets. Our modern day prophets is everybody who stand up here and give us the words. To the Yeladim, it's your parents, because they already got the word and they trying to tell y'all how to do it. Don't shoot.
But they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear, but walked in their own counsels, even in the stubbornness of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward. Even since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt, unto this day. And though I have sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, sending them daily betimes and often.
Let's hold right there. The Most High requires obedience more than anything. He's saying that, how can we truly be his people if we just don't listen? Just consider all the things that he do for us now when we do backslide at times. Consider that. Now imagine if we put all that time and effort in doing right, how much more can he bless us? Because all he asks us for is obedience. Really not too much of anything. Just to do what he prescribed us to do in his book. Wholeheartedly. Tongue shoot.
Yet they hearkened not unto me, nor inclined their ear, but made their necks stiff. They did worse than their fathers. And thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken to thee. Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer thee. Therefore thou shalt say unto them, this is the nation that hath not hearkened to the voice of Jehovah their power, nor received correction. Faithfulness is perished, and is cut off from their mouth. Cut off thy hair, and cast it away, and take up a lamentation on the high hills, for Jehovah hath rejected and forsaken the generations of his wrath.
Now, at this point, it's kind of hard to explain this because it's self-explanatory. Because the only way to get right is to atone. We have to humble ourselves, get back, and correct all the things that we have done, because we're worse than our fathers. It's almost like we're stiff-necked because we hear all the words that we need to do, but we still do what we want to do. And we do that right now. I say we because I got issues with that too. Like, we could come out here every week, and we could hear this word, and then we still go sideways. We can talk to the elders and they give us advice and we still do it our way. And some of the things we do, we doing worse than our fathers because we resurrect the things that was already dead. And we tag on the Creator name to it and call it right. So it's just a lot of things that we could learn from what Jeremiah is telling our forefathers there that we can apply to us today, because this book is actually here to save us from going into destruction or turning or keeping us from returning back to the land. In order to get back to the land which we all say we want to be, we got to be wholehearted and we got to be a little extra to get to where we want to go. Because I hear this all the time, and it's true that it's not just those who know this way of life who the Most High look at in a redemption process. It's those who don't know Him, those who's actually searching for something but just haven't ran across this word, whose heart is pure and serving something but just don't know what they're serving because they just don't know. It could be them. Nobody here. Somebody out doing whatever they want to do today. So we got to humble ourselves because we got a jewel, we got a treasure. We just got to apply it to our lives. It ain't easy, but it's the efforts. It's the pure heart. You know, we limit ourselves from being great because of the fear of what people may think. Say that. We limit ourselves from being who we need to be in righteousness for the sake of social acceptance.
You got it.
So it's a lot of things that we limit ourselves from doing.
Speak it, brother. Speak.
Because we afraid of being a peculiar treasure.
That's right.
You know, so we got to be strong in this culture, every bit of this culture, not just the culture that's acceptable, but the ones that we emotionally afraid to accept because of our emotions, because that's what it is. We throw a lot of things away and accept a lot of things because of our emotions. And what we fail to realize every time, the Creator don't care about emotions. He didn't ask us nothing. He just said, this is what we gotta do.
That's right.
Amen.
Tough sheet.
For the children of Yehuda have done that which is evil in my sight, saith Jehovah. They have set their detestable things in the house whereon my name is called, to defile it.
Let's stop right there for a minute. We had done what was evil in the sight of the Creator by bringing the detestable things in His house. Let's think about that for a minute. All the things that we do that's unclean, that we do throughout the course of the week, we come here and sit here and we bring it in. This is the house of the Creator, no matter what you want to call it. We still call His name here. So it's something to think about. They may be talking about objects in that day and time, but we can talk about the spirit, the ways, what we put on, what we wear, what we eat. We still come here and we bring it before the Creator. For the last 2 weeks, or I missed last week, we talked about the tabernacle and how the tabernacle is everybody's body and how we're building. Let's consider that. What are we bringing into the house of the Creator from everything that we've been dealing with throughout the week?
Sir.
And they have built the high places of Tophet. Taflet, Tophet, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I commanded not, neither came it into my mind.
That's deep. When I read that, I said, wow. We are known to do the things even the Creator ain't thought about us doing. We went above and beyond. We ain't just do wicked. We did wicked times 20. Because the Most High was like, Dad, y'all doing that? I ain't even think about doing that. That's real wicked. That's wicked. That's basically what he's saying. Like, I didn't even think about that.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Jehovah, that it shall no more be called Tophet, nor the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. For they shall bury in Tophet for lack of room, and the carcasses of this people shall be food for the fowls of the heavens and for the beasts of the earth, and none shall frighten them away.
Let's stop right there. Now, he's basically saying that from Jerusalem, where we are, to wherever Tophet is, that's all going to be dead bodies. Because we went from Jerusalem to Tophet. I had to look up the word Tophet. Tophet is like a word for drums or something like that, right? And the reason why they named that place Tophet is because when they was worshiping him up to Molech, they used to play drums, and that's how the people know that sacrifices was being done. So they called it the Valley of Tophet because of that. That's from a Rambam or somewhere like that, but he was good. Tough shit.
Then will I cause to cease from the cities of Yehudah, and from the streets of Jerusalem the voice of myrrh and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride. For the land shall be desolate.
Which means, hold on right there, it means that everybody's going to be dead. It's going to be quiet because all the people that was there are basically those bodies leading from Jerusalem to Tophet. The Most High caused that to happen for their wickedness, because their stubbornness, because I can't say that they didn't know better. They knew better. We just chose to do what was right in our hearts at that time. Wow. Some sheep.
At that time, saith Jehovah, they shall bring out the bones of the kings of Yehudah, and the bones of the princes, and the bones of the Cohane, and the bones of the prophets, and the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem, out of their graves, and they shall spread them before the sun and the moon, and all the host of heaven whom they have loved, and whom they have served, and after whom they have walked, and whom they have sought, and whom they have worshipped. They shall not be gathered nor buried. They shall be for dung upon the face of the earth.
So basically, everybody that died there or the Most High killed is going to be laid out for those same things that they was worshiping. And those are natural things, the sun and the moon. It didn't make them bad, but the fact is we made it bad by taking them and worshiping them. We made it. Just consider that in this day and time when we snatch things from other cultures. It may be pure, but that's for them and them alone. The Most High never told us to do with that. He told us to stay away from other things, from other cultures, to embrace our own. That's right. Not take something from somebody else, change the name and call it ourselves. Because I'm sure they had another name for the sun and the moon, but they still lay dead under it. I think that's the end of that.
No. And death shall be chosen rather than life by all the residue that remain of this evil family that remain in all the places whither I have driven them, saith Jehovah.
I want to touch on that too. He said, death will be chosen for all those who's remaining. I thought about that this morning. I was talking to Vish about somebody who got killed in his neighborhood. He was saying how he was talking to Maftir. He was telling Maftir, being a prophet to Maftir, letting him know what can happen if things happen. And Maftir came to him and was like, I didn't go there because I seen certain things. And a few weeks later, that guy got killed. So Maftir said he's seen a bunch of stuff going on in there. And I relate that to this portion. When I heard it, it was like, people see death. But yet, instead of seeing death and running, you see death and run to death. So when I heard that, it was like, first I read it and I was like, I didn't really know. But then when I heard the story this morning, I said, hold on. You see death and you know what can happen if you do certain things, but you run straight to it and die. So you chose death. So I just told y'all for that.
Bring the word. Bring the message.
Now we're going to get into a lighter part. When Maury Mishael was doing this, he didn't change it up at the end and make everybody feel good. We just walk out there with sorrow of heart. But we're going to go into 9, and we're going to bring everybody's spirit back up. 9, 22, and 23. We're going to give y'all hope now.
Thus saith Jehovah, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me,
Amen.
that I am Yahweh who exercise mercy, justice, and righteousness in all in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Ah, that's a lot. It's just basically, let's just do right. Let's give all glory to the Creator. Let's thank Him for everything, because the fact that we are sitting here right now shows that He's doing something for us. He's giving us mercy, and the fact that He's giving us mercy, we owe Him to show the world His glory. I give all honor and glory to the Creator, thanking Him for my life, for life my family, thanking Him for all of y'all, all the prophets that's in this room, because everybody in here has good words and good understanding that we can all get something from. And we need to take advantage of all this knowledge while they're still breathing and while they're still here, and to offer it, because we will regret it later on. And plus, us being the future of this nation, we need something to actually pass to them. If we stop listening to them, Tsaw and Imataya, where are we going to get our knowledge from? Because soon, everybody over here, except Zaquane too, you would Tsaw. Everybody over here, y'all the next elders. We're going to be looking for y'all for understanding. Looking to y'all. And they're going to be looking to us, and then we got to keep it going. And I ain't forget about you, Allah. We all need all of that. So we have to do better in listening and applying. And I speak for myself. And I just say Todayah for my wife, Todayah for Zakiya, the mother of my son, because y'all don't even know how much trauma I give them. But I say Todayah for having that bank of knowledge that I get from all the elders, from Boy Mishael, from Saw, from it's just so many. Cohane Mikael. It's just that all of that, when you talk and have conversations with them, the fact that you can obtain those things and put them in your box and use most of it, and then save a lot of it for when you mess up, and then you think about it again, and then you can use that again. That's called growth. I don't care what you say. That's called growth. As long as you can obtain it and it's in your bank, in your memory bank, you may not use it now. You may use it later, and it may correct you when you actually need it. So I say Todayah for all of them. Whatever corrected me.
Giving thanks to Akh Ben Boaz, thanking Yah for his life, for the words that he was able to share with us. Thanking Yah for each and every one of your lives. This portion here, those last two verses in the 9th chapter were the two that hit home for me. Whenever I come here on a Shabbat and I have a moment to just consider the Creator, these verses here hit home every time for me. And the Creator said, you want to glory in something, glory in this. You want to talk about something, talk about this. Talk about my name. Right. Talk about how great I am. Right. And when I pray, I try to make it a habit and something that I start doing, where I take a moment to just think about everything that the Creator continues to take me through, what He's done for us, how many times we mistreated Him, and yet we're still here today. And it puts another ruach on me to thank Him, to show Him my appreciation, my gratitude for Him being here in our lives and still being here for us as a people in spite of how we've treated Him in the past. And that we need to do better in praising Him and serving Him and living better for Him and even in acknowledging Him, because He is great beyond our imagination. Again, I want to thank Yah for each and every one of you. If you would be our honored standing, and let us sing the song HaTorah to Sidrah, to even close the book of the Lord. Let us sing the song Jerusalem and even praise the name of Yah. Consider our land and just think about what a joy it would be when we as a family could gather and praise the name of Yah in our own land, even in the city of Jerusalem. Sure. The song Jerusalem found on page 2 in our songbooks. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. By the rivers of Babylon, yeah, we sat down and we cried. When we remember Jerusalem, we were singing God there tonight. Oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, if I forget thee, Jerusalem, may I should hold my own right hand. Jerusalem, Baruch Hashem on page 6 in our song book. Baruch Hashem, Shel Yahuwah. Baruch Hashem, Shel Yahuwah. Baruch Hashem, Shel Yahuwah. Baruch Hashem, Shel Let us sing Ha'azinali. We pray that the Creator will give ear to our prayers, our cries, and see our efforts to praise and glorify His name as we return to Him. The song Ha'azinali on page 6, just below the song Baruch Hashem. Ha'azinali, Ani Aveka, Ani Omer. Lefaneka Ka'asherani Majish Me'ayef Ozekra Ele Ka'el Yahovah Zati Tevorka Kakma Toraka Kamu Roselemoko Shemko Akari Wekol Mishpati Asi Omeko Berota Shalom
Na 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 na.
Come on and pray.
Jehovah, Jehovah, Israel, let's praise. Jehovah, 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 our King. Come on and praise. Jehovah, 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 Israel, let's praise. Jehovah, 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 our King. We're gonna praise. Jehovah, 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 our King. Let's praise. Jehovah, 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 our King. We're gonna praise. Jehovah, 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 our music praise. Jehovah, 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 our King. We're gonna praise. Jehovah, 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 let the music praise. Jehovah, 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 our King. We come to praise. Jehovah, 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 we're here to praise. Jehovah, 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 our King. We're gonna praise. Jehovah, 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 Israel, let's praise. Jehovah, 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 our King. We're praise. Jehovah, 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 our King. Let's praise. Jehovah, 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 our King. We're gonna praise. Hallelujah! 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 God time! God time! God time! God time! We're here to praise and glorify Jehovah our King.
Hallelujah.
Shivuna. Don't hold back. Blessed be the name of God. Giving thanks to God for all of his love, his mercy, his kindness, many blessings that he continues to pour down upon us. Just a little display of what we're here to do. We're here to praise and glorify his high and holy name. Truly, there is none like the Creator that we serve.
Hallelujah.
This time I would like to call upon to share with us a few words, some wisdom, knowledge, some understanding. Truly the word Proverbs, that's what they give us. So she slipped out. I'm going to call on Akh to read for us the beautiful 8th proverb. Let us work.
Shabbat shalom lecha.
First and foremost, giving all praises, all glory, or honor to the Holy One of Israel. Thank Him for my life this day. Thank Him for the lives of each and every one of us that's here. Thank Him for letting us know who He is and for the role that He plays in our lives, which is the most important role. Without the Most High, nothing will be in existence. The friends that you have will be in existence. The mother you have, the father you have, the siblings that you have, the grandparents that you have. Every plate of food that you eat would not be there if it wasn't for Yah.
Amen.
And I think that is important that we put it on a level that each and every one of us can understand who's our sustainer and our provider.
Yes, indeed.
That's why it bothered me earlier when I looked around and I looked how the energy that we put into the Most High.
Yep.
And I look at when we are in a party and we in a club and our song come on, how we dance and we praise the people and we put on a show for those around us.
Yep.
But for the Most High who's around us all the time, how do we glorify Him?
Amen.
How do we exalt Him? If you put more into
the vanities of the world, and you think you coming out here for a show, you here for the wrong reason.
Teach.
We didn't come out here, the Morim and the Cohane don't come out here to entertain us. They don't come out here to sing and dance, to put on a show for nobody.
Praise Yah. Yah
They
alone.
come out here to glorify the Most High just like you do.
Amen.
Just like each and every one of us are representing ourselves when we come out to this place. And if you don't understand that that's the main purpose that you here for the wrong reason. So you could start counting down your days. I put it plain and straight.
Amen.
That's right.
Y'all's not bearing nothing. Your mother, your father's not here, and they're not going to save you from the hand of the Most High. You're going to save yourself. And if you can't open your mouth and praise Him and speak to Him and communicate with Him, you're losing your connection with Him. Your voice is your connection to Yah. Open your mouth, clap your hands. Understand that it is bigger than just your presence and the clothes that you have on your body. It's your spirit that y'all want to see and communicate with, not the physical you. Eventually that body is going to destruction, but that spirit is going to be here forever. Whether it's in that body or some other body, understand that your spirit better connect to the Most High, or there's going to be a time when you need Him and He's not going to be there for you.
That's right. Teach.
Build that relationship while you're young, because when you get older, and the problems and the trials and the tribulations that life take you through, you're going to need Him more than ever.
Amen.
Build that connection. Speak to Him. Communicate with Him. And understand that He is the reason for your existence. Not your mother, not your father, the Most High.
Yes.
Proverb 8.
Hallelujah.
Does not wisdom call and understanding before her voice? In the top of our places by the way, where the paths meet, she standing. Beside the gates at the entry of the city, after coming in at the door, she cried aloud. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. O ye thoughtless, understand prudence, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Herefore I will speak excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall utter truth, and wickedness is abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness, and there is nothing perverse or crooked in them. They are all plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that find knowledge. Receive my instruction, and not silver and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all things desirable are not to be compared unto her. Our wisdom doeth with prudence, and find out knowledge of devices. The fear of Yahweh is to hate evil and pride and arrogancy and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate. Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom I am understanding, power is mine. By me kings reign, and princes decree justice. By me princes rule, and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me earnestly shall find me. Riches and honor are with me, yea, enduring riches and righteousness. My food is better than gold, yea, than fine gold, and my produce than choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of justice, that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance, and that I may fill their treasuries. Yahweh made me as beginning of His way,
Amen.
the first of His works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water, before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth. While as yet He had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the beginning of the dust of the world. When He established the heavens, I was there. When He set a circle upon the face of the deep. When He made firm the skies above, when the fountains of the deep showed their might. When He gave to the sea His decree that the waters should not transgress His commandment. When He appointed the foundations of the earth, then I was by Him as a nursling, and I was daily all delight, playing always before Him, playing in His habitable earth, and my delights are with the sons of men. Now therefore, ye children, hearken unto me, for happy are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction, and be wise, and refuse it not. Happy is the man that hearkeneth to me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and obtaineth favor of Yahweh. But he that misseth me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death.
Hallelujah.
Just like I say, man, y'all see all the time. But if you don't make that connection with Him, one day you're going to miss Him.
Right.
And when He's not there, it's your own soul that's on the line. Don't blame nobody else. Baruch Hashem, Shabbat Shalom.
They say everything happens for a reason, and He was here to speak to us and read the 8th proverb for a reason. Creator is great, and he is truly merciful, and he is the King of this universe. Let us join our voices to read the 24th Psalm as a family and proclaim who is the King of this universe. This is a powerful psalm, and I don't know how you read it, when you read it, what you think of, but it is great to know who the King of this universe is. Let us join our voices and read the 24th Psalm. The earth is Jehovah's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the mountain of Jehovah? And who shall stand in his holy place? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not taken Yah's name in vain, and hath not sworn deceitfully. He shall receive a blessing from Jehovah, and righteousness from the power of his salvation. Such is the generation of them that seek after him, that seek thy face, even Yaakov, Selah. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and lift them up, ye everlasting doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is the King of glory? Jehovah strong and mighty, Jehovah mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, yea, lift them up, ye everlasting doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is the King of glory? Jehovah of hosts. He is the King of glory. Let us rise before the King of glory and acknowledge him. Thank him for our very existence. This time I would like to acknowledge the elders in here. I would like to acknowledge the Tsar of the Bayou, Tsar Aharon, thanking Yah for his life, thanking Yah for each and every one of your lives. Let us at this time welcome the Cohane that will lead us in our portion of study today. Cohane Shetmeyah and Mary in Israel. Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Hallelujah! Hallelujah. Okay, we're going to separate the class, Tabakasha, for the children to go with their teachers. Everyone else, please be seated. Shabbat Shalom L'Kol.
Shabbat Shalom L'Kol.
Thanking Yah for our lives this day. Thanking him for the energy. Cohane Eliel initiated today with the worship and praise of the Most High, because it's so important in these days and time. What else can you give the Holy One of Israel? You cannot have a conversation with him unless you're praying, of course, but not a face-to-face conversation to know that everything is okay with you and him. you know how like you tell your boys, we good? You got to give that praise to the Holy One of Israel to make sure that you're in good stead with him. So why not, as the brother said, give him your praise and give him thanks and exaltation, because you don't know when the Creator is going to take you off the face of the earth, and you don't know when you're going to need him. And then when you call upon him, he's not going to be there for you, because he's going to remember those times when you had the opportunity to call upon him and you did not. So I pray that the youngsters among us will understand that, and truly that they would understand and know that it is Yah who is for us and no one else, because we living in a world, we can see that so much is against us. We only have but Yah on our side. So if we don't have the opportunity to give praise to Yah, then who are we going to go to? The people that are shooting us down? The people that are constantly berating us and trying to eliminate us? These are the people that we're going to look to? We got to look to Yah, because he's our only source. He's our only help and our only protection in these days and time. So I pray that the words will not fall upon deaf ears. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yehovah Sifatai, Tiftak Mufiyagi, Tilatecha. Yehovah, open down my lips and my mouth shall declare thy praise. Again, I bid you all Shabbat Shalom L'Kem.
Shabbat Shalom L'Kol.
I'm going to try to get through this Sidrah. We're not going to do the entire Sidrah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give a brief synopsis. We had 3 chapters that we're going to read, Leviticus 6, 7, and 8. So I'm going to just give a brief synopsis of the particular Sidrah, and I wanted to go into something else, if possible, if I have time. And I'm not complaining because all the glory belongs to Yah. So I'm not complaining about not having enough time, because I think that giving praise to Yah is first and foremost. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So again, can anyone tell me the name of the portion? Today's Sidrah is called what?
Tsaw.
Tsaw, and it means what?
Command.
Command, right? So the Most High is saying command. So briefly, we're going to go through the 6th chapter. So the 6th chapter speaks about, it starts out by saying Tsaw, command. Moshe is actually, Jehovah is telling Moses that he needs to command Aharon and his sons. Okay? And basically what Moshe is to tell Aharon and his sons is how to perform the various offerings that will be spoken about in this particular portion. Okay? Last week we spoke about the types of animals that you can bring up for certain offerings. Now this week the Creator is telling Moshe, command Aharon about how to perform these certain offerings. The sin offering, the burnt offering, the guilt offering, the peace offerings, all these things. You understand that Yah has an order for everything, correct? Amen. He has an order for everything, just as we as human beings. We have an order in our own lives. You know that, right? Sometimes we don't even realize, but we have our own order. We wake up in the morning. There are certain people that do certain things every day, correct? It might, might make your spouse mad, like you do that all the time, but that's their order, right? That's what it is. And you can't get mad at that. Even if I put on my left sock, first, and that's the order that you have, because we just, that's how we do. So the Creator, He has an order of how things should be done. And so it's in the 6th chapter, it spoke about the instructions for the burnt offering, the meal offering, the sin offering, and then it tells you that with every offering, you have to have a meal offering and a drink offering when you perform these particular offerings. Now we go to the 7th chapter. It continues on with the laws or the directions or the instructions for the guilt offering and the peace offerings. Now, if you were studying your Ivrit, do you remember the words in the Hebrew? What is the word in the Hebrew for a burnt offering?
Olah.
For a sin offering?
Katat.
For a meal offering? For a peace offering? For a guilt offering? Asham. Okay, let's do it again. Burnt offering? Olah. Everyone say Olah.
Olah.
Sin offering? Katat. Katat. A meal offering? Mincha. Right? Guilt offering? Asham. Peace offering? Shalamim. Okay? And then today we're going to read about another offering. It is called the consecration offering, which is called what? El Miluim. Right? Can you say that? El Miluim. Alright? That was the offering to fulfill the 7 days for Aharon and his sons being in that tent of meeting for 7 days. Okay? So now, the 7th chapter basically continues on with the, it actually talks about the peace offering, and I want to explain this to you, because under the peace offerings, there were 2 other classifications of offerings under that peace offerings. Can anyone tell me? If I say it in Hebrew, would you be able to tell it to me in English? So one of the classifications under a peace offering is called a Todah. Thanksgiving. All right. The other one was a Nedava. Free will. Okay? So those were the 2 classifications under a peace offering. So that if you're bringing a peace offering, you can bring it either as a free will or as a Thanksgiving, right? Now, there were laws that the Creator gave for those particular offerings, right? And it makes sense when you think about it. Now, He said, now just listen to what it is. Thanksgiving, right? Todah, right? So the person offering it, right, he can eat it that same day, right? You have to eat it the same day, right? And no other day. Why? Because when you give thanks to Yah, you're doing it when? Now. Yesterday is gone, right? Tomorrow hasn't even come. So the concept is you giving thanks to Yah right now. Now, the peace offering or the free will offering, the classification of the free will offering, you had up until 3 days to eat it, correct? So this is what the 7th chapter is speaking about, okay? And we have to understand also that there was a portion that Moshe, because he was the one that had to perform these offerings first, you know. He had to show Aaron and his sons how to do these particular offerings. So he had to do these offerings first so that Aaron and his sons can see how to perform. And so there was a consecration offering that was performed, and he had to take that part because it was setting a precedence for the priest or the anointed priest that would come, who was Aaron at that particular time. Okay? Now we jump to the 8th chapter. And by the way, that consecrated portion that we were speaking about in the 7th chapter, that was there due forever. Okay? Now the 8th chapter, this was the last chapter that was covered for today. Moshe now prepares Aaron and his sons for their 7-day consecration. Does anyone know how he prepared them for this particular 7-day consecration? Because remember now, they are now going to be the Cohane, the priests, to Yahweh, to the whole nation. So what do you think had to be done as Moshe was preparing them? What's one of the things he had to do first? Wash them, right? Okay, very good, Imam Rishon. All right? Now, what was the other thing he did? I'll give you a hint. He had to do something with an anointing oil. He had to anoint him, right? Makes sense, right? He had to anoint them. And what's the other things, or the other things he had to anoint?
All the things in the tent of meeting.
Or the vessels. And what else? The most important thing.
The altars.
The tabernacle. Right? He had to anoint the tabernacle and everything that was in the tabernacle. All right? So this is what he was doing to get them ready. Moshe performs a sin offering on behalf of Aaron and his sons, right? And he also performs a burnt offering, the katat and the olah. And then finally, Moshe performs the El Miluim, as I mentioned before. That was the consecration offering so that they can fulfill their 7 days within 10th of meeting. So we all know that in next week's portion, we're going to find out that there was an incident that happened, right? It didn't happen when we read it next week, right? It happened during the 7 days of consecration, correct? What happened? Can anyone tell me?
Nadab and Abihu.
Aaron?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Nadab and Abihu put strange frankincense into the altar.
Strange fire, right? Let's call it that, strange fire, right? So Nadab and Abihu obviously didn't understand how important it was to exalt or give praise to the Most High and to follow the command, because that's what the whole idea was, right? Then Most High told Moshe to do what? Command Aaron and his sons. Well, 2 of them did not heed to the commandment and they lost their lives. And it kind of, goes back to what Ushmatatia was saying. They didn't follow instructions. They thought that they were just going to do their own thing. And that's what a lot of times when you're young, that's what you feel like. You want to do your own thing. You feel like I got enough time. Yah knows me. When I get older, then I'll start praising Yah. You may not have that time. You may not get older or old enough to say, okay, I'll let you just run your course. The Most High is taking people's lives at an early age now. What did the Maftir's portion say this morning? He said, what? Death shall be chosen, what? Rather than life. Do you think that's what's going on today? Akh Ben Boaz put it in a different light. But the light that I was thinking also is that all of these senseless killings that are going on, do you think that's the hand of the Creator? Senseless killings. You see it every week, every day. There's somebody trying to, the other day, somebody was, it's big here in Charlotte, breaking and entering in motor vehicles, right? I got students, that's what that B&E, that's all they do. So they come in, so last week there was an incident where a guy at gunpoint stole another man's vehicle. Now, I don't know what he was thinking about, but again, you see how Yah works. The guy is outside calling the cops. The guy, he's still in the car. I don't know what he was doing. Usually they get in the car and drive off, right? For some reason, he stood in the car, and then he gets out of the car. As soon as he gets out of the car, he gets shot, killed, dead. The guy who was the owner of the car, he didn't do it. The shot came from just anywhere. He don't even know what happened. The guy came out the car, tried to rob him. I don't know if he said, like, you got another set of keys. I don't know. He gets out the car. As soon as he gets out the car, shot dead. Nobody knows who shot him.
Wow.
And the guy's on the phone with the cops like, never mind. Like he's dead. Is that the creator or what? You never know. That's why you got to be careful what you do. So now, that ends the portion of Tsaw. So for the last 30 minutes or so, I want to get into something that the creator gave me this morning. About 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. That's how it usually works. And I just wanted to go back to the book called The 12 Universal Laws of Success by Herbert Harris. Okay? I want to thank Cohane for introducing me to this book because it's a powerful book. I love it, you know, and not to take anything from James Allen, but this book right here, man, I'll tell you, it's like, I'm so engrossed in it. And so, ironically, I found a topic within this book called the law of command, right? And what's today's Sidrah? Tsaw, right? And what does it mean? Command. So I said, oh yeah, this is perfect, you know? So we want to go there. We're going to go to chapter 4, page 83, But first, before we do that, I want to show you something. I want you to look at this video before we go any further. Look at this video and listen to it carefully now. The first one right here, yes.
Turn the volume. Turn it down.
Let me get my glasses. Zaquin, you gonna read or you gonna have to give me out from the screen? Okay. But let's see this video. Let's watch this video.
Where are they gone? You don't know. So who ate them all?
Someone come round and they just ate them all.
Someone come round and ate the cakes?
Yeah.
So someone broke into a home and ate Mr. Kipling's Angel Slices. Didn't take the TV, didn't take, you know, some jewellery. They took these cakes.
And it was a black man.
Now, can someone tell me what?
Wow.
Let me hear you again, Imam. I'll tell you. She was taught that, right? Did you hear what she said? Where did she get that from? Learn behavior. So now, the reason why I showed that video first is because what people think or say about you does not define who you are. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm also, you know, primarily I'm speaking to the youth because I want them to understand because, you know, they're in a position where, you know, sometimes they care about what their friends think. What they think doesn't matter. How people define you, it does not matter. You define who you are. And so I wanted to show that, to let you know that even though she might think like, oh, it was a black man, you know, like, yeah, because why? Because they think all black people come in and rob and burglarize home to take some cookies. So we got to understand, we have to change the concept of what people are doing. And you know what? Guess what? They're going to say whatever they want. We have to be able to say, listen, I am not a thief. I am not this. I am not that. No matter what they say. And that's what the law of command is all about today. Because we have to be able to put things in existence so that it can. Everybody knows about the law of attraction, right? You heard about it. Well, it's the same concept here. So we're going to go ahead and read. And furthermore, we have to be able to, again, as I said, define who we are. Commanding or attracting to be a person of good principles, good values, and good morals. Youth, you have to understand this. Learn this while you are young. They say a good name, right, is better to be chosen, right, than riches. You got to understand this stuff. Attract those good principles and morals. You might think that your mother and your father, because, you know, every teenager, you know, from the time that you were able to, you know, speak at 13 or whatever, you know, and to kind of speak your mind and understand what your parents were saying, every child or every teenager thinks their parent is crazy, right? Or they don't understand me. Or, you know what, I hate my mother. Or, you know, some of us go that far. but they don't realize, or you don't realize, that they are protecting you and they are shielding you from what's out there. You're going to get your time. Just hold on, relax a little bit. But you got to do it in a way where you get the understanding and the principles and the morals and the values from your parents. That's what's important. These things, brothers and sisters, my youth, all those that are here, principles and morals and values, they're there to govern your lives. They're here to govern your lives, because guess what? You would not think to do anything wrong, just like a Maftir. Whatever happened, right? You chose not to go, right? Why? Because your parents taught you about good morals and principles and values. You saw what was going on and you said, I'm not about that life, right? We have to understand that we have to now try to avoid these things, because guess what? The children of Israel, they were bringing up sin offerings all the time. Why? Because they were doing things that were wrong. How about just do the right thing and we can avoid bringing up certain offerings? If we just correct our, what did it say this morning? Amend your ways? Yes. We just amend our ways. There'll be no reason why a sin offering has to be offered up. Why? Because we know the difference between right and wrong. We know the difference between what is, unlawful and lawful, correct? Yeah. So while you're in school and you see those friends, what you call friends, because they're not really friends, associates. That's what they are, associates. Friends, as my father used to say, you can count them on one hand.
Yes.
Because a lot of times, the people that you call friends, they're really not friends, you know.
Frenemies.
I like it. You like it, I love it, Aki. Frenemies. Because once they start to do certain things, and they want you to follow them, and then you follow along with them, and guess what? Guess who always gets caught? You.
Follower.
The follower always gets caught, correct? So you cannot attract, and you have to command something better in your life. All right? So let's read on. We're going to read the first paragraph. Who's reading?
All right.
Okay. Can we get it on the screen?
Yeah, there.
I tried to find it on my phone. I can't find it. Okay. Is that? Go down.
That's the beginning. That's the beginning of the.
Okay, that's it. Okay, so this is the 12 universal laws of success. We're dealing with the law of command. Everybody, as I said, knows about the law of attraction, right? This is pretty much the same concept and principle. Tamshik, Bavakisha.
One of the most important keys to success is your ability to use the universal law of command to get what you want in life. By applying this universal law, you can stimulate the universal cosmic forces that make desires and dreams manifest in reality. The law of command is applied throughout the Bible.
Right.
For example, according to the first chapter of Genesis, the world was spoken or commanded into existence.
Is that not true? Because they read it right here. See, even the people who write these things, they know that Yah, when he spoke it, it came into existence, right? Just as when you speak things that are positive or negative, because you have to realize that words are powerful. Whether you speak it that's positive or whether you speak it as negative, it is powerful, and you're bringing attraction, or you're commanding that thing to come to you. So you have to be careful. He said that, and Yah said, go ahead.
And Elohim said, let there be light.
And there was light. Was there light? When Yah spoke it, right? He said what?
And Elohim said, let there be a firmament, and it was so. And Elohim said, let the waters under the heaven, and it was so.
And guess what? When you understand the Hebraic term, the Most High didn't say, well, let it. He just said, light.
That's exact.
No such thing as let. Ain't nobody letting the Creator do anything. He said, or. And it was light. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you have to understand. Yah commanded. He said, you can't command if you're asking, let there be light. like you unsure, Yahweh said, or, and it said, whoosh. And he said this and that and that and this, and it came to existence. That's why we have to be careful what we say out of our mouths, because you attract certain things, okay? Words are powerful. They can either help you or they can harm you. So you have to be able to understand these things. Let's read on. He
The
said,
universal law of command is most often expressed as the universal law of affirmation. To affirm means to declare or state positively. To make a statement confidently, declaring it to be true.
So now, my youngsters, when you're in school, right, and you have to take an exam, you pray to the Creator, but you have to have the confidence to say, I'm going to pass that exam. You just put it into existence, right? You can't say, well, I don't know, man, this test is hard. That teacher, she's rough, he's been doing all that. No, I don't care what. What's the statistics? Oh, I'm going to pass that class. Put it into existence. Even if you have to take it twice, just know that you're going to eventually pass it. Don't doubt yourself. It might take a few tries here and there, but you're confident enough to even take it again. Because sometimes people take these courses and say, I'm done with that, man. I failed it. I'm not going back there. I'm not doing that no more. Even with the job, you got to be able to be confident enough. You know, the job, that's your livelihood. Don't let people deter you from your livelihood. You know, there's people on your job to get on your nerves for a reason. There's people on your job to say things to see how strong you are or how weak you are. And guess what? Let me explain something, especially for you youth. When you get that first job, don't skate. Don't act like it's a cakewalk. Act like it's the best job you ever had. You know why? Exactly. Because you're actually building up your work ethics. So you might be at Firehouse Subs right now. But when you get to a corporate job, CEO, because that's where we're going.
That's where you go.
Okay? When you get to be a CEO at the corporate level, your work ethics have allowed you to travel so far that the Creator allowed you to be in this position. And guess what? You never forgot how your work ethic from Firehouse Subs took you to this place. Because it did, right? You had to have a beginning. You had to have a start, correct? The law of command. You got to attract these things. You got to say, I'm going to pass this class. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to finish college. I'm going to finish high school. Oh, you want to be a lawyer? I'm going to definitely finish law school. All these things, you put it in existence. And parents, don't be the parent that say, well, I don't know, you're not too bright for that, and blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. You got to be able to support them and say, no, you can do anything you want to do, son. Anything you want to do, daughter. Teach them that the sky is the limit. Come on now. Can we command these things? You know, I have to say this because it's true. Jewish people teach their children from the time that they can speak, and they tell them, Barry Leibowitz, you are going to be an attorney. Did you hear what I said? He's not asking them. He said, Barry Leibowitz, what is your name? Barry Leibowitz. What are you going to be? I'm going to be an attorney. And guess what? Barry Leibowitz becomes an attorney at law. Why? Because his parents been telling him since the time he was 2 years old. Speaking it into existence. Some of our people on the face of the earth, we're the only people that allow our children to make choices. Oh, well, you can take a break after high school, you know. I know what's up. That's the wrong attitude you're giving them. You gotta keep it going. Because if you give them that play, that room, then that's how they're going to accept certain things now. Well, my mom and my dad said I don't have to go to college right away. And you know what? If you're not careful, you're going to be saying that for a long time. And you're going to look up and it's 20 years from now,
Time's going.
and then you are working at Firehouse Sub. Exactly. And you're going to say to yourself, I wish I would have, could have. You got to understand, we're not trying to set our children no more. We're trying to eliminate that type of thinking, that mindset. We're trying to eliminate this stuff. We're trying to tell our children, listen, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. As long as you're in my house, you're going to go to school, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Now what? Don't give them that choice. Don't give them that opportunity to slack off. Don't give them that opportunity to, take advantage of this law of command. Speak it into existence. Let them know what you're going to be, who they're going to be. Again, as it relates to us as Israelites. Anything is possible with the help of the Creator. We know that, right? And I have to keep bringing this up because, it might sound a little strange. It might, touch, people's heart or soul or step on your toe. But when you think about it, we, as Israelites, we're in competition with those European Jews. We are in competition with them. You got to understand when we say, okay, and again, please, I'm not here to offend. I'm just showing, giving you a comparison. I'm trying to make a point. When we understand that, we say, okay, services start at 12 o'clock, right? We got it good, right? But guess what? The European Jews, Shalom Aki, the European Jews, they're at their synagogue at what time in the morning?
9:30.
You see them, and listen, if you in New York City right now, and if you would have saw them at 8 o'clock in the morning, they on their way to the temple, just fringes and all, just the Adabah folk, the four corners and everything. We got it good here, man. We come 12 o'clock, come in every time we want. 12 o'clock? Oh, that means they ain't gonna start till 12:45. Come on, how many of us think that? Come on, be real now. To thine own self be true. To thine own self be true. Well, they don't, but we gotta be there on time, Isha. We gotta be there on time. Oh, they ain't gonna start till 12:30. They ain't coming out till 12:30. We gotta stop that thinking. You ask my Isha, she'll tell me, I said, we travel and we go other places. First of all, I find out what time they start. And they say 10 o'clock, the first thing oh gosh. They start at 10 o'clock and I want to be there at 10 o'clock. Because I'm visiting. I don't want to show up. And I'm a Cohane, I'm representing Yah. I'm representing you all, this community. I'm not showing up there at 11, 12 o'clock like, hey, Shalom, they already halfway through the Torah, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. It's not in my nature to do so. You know why? It's not about them. It's about the Holy One of Israel and his representation. The law of command. I'm going to be there at 10 o'clock. Even if they start late, I was there at 10 o'clock. So I'm just trying to show you. Let's read on, because I'm running out of time.
An affirmation is a statement in which you declare a desired outcome to be true.
Exactly.
A fact.
A fact. Some shit.
Applying the universal law of command, thou shalt decree a thing, your affirmation,
right,
and it, the desired outcome, shall be established unto thee. It will happen, manifested in your life.
Right.
For example, if you wish to eliminate financial challenges from your life, the first step is to change your thinking about your financial condition.
Is that true? You can't eliminate your financial situation if you don't want to go out and work. So the first thing for you to do is do what? Go get a job so that you can now start to outline where the problem lies. Correct? All right, it says this.
This thought-renewing process can be started by affirming over and over with feeling I am financially secure.
And it works not only with financial situations, but it works for everything. Your spiritual connections, right? If you feeling some kind of way, you can command, certain things. If you're feeling sick, a person, they call them a hypochondriac, right? A person who always think that there's something's wrong with this, so they go to the doctor every day. Oh, doc, I got this pain in my elbow, It's like, you just pinched a nerve, that's all. Just go home, it's all right. The next day, doc, I got a pain in my neck, And the doctor's like, you're a pain in my neck, But anyway, that's what they do. If you're attracting those things, if you're commanding those things, then that's what you're going to be. If you get up in the morning and say, I feel sick, you're going to be sick. Let's face it. And then you make up excuses. I'm feeling sick. It's cold outside, so I know it's got to be the weather. You know what I mean? People say, it's got to be the weather. That's why I'm feeling that way. No, you feel that way because you just slept wrong in your bed. Get up and go to work. But you attract that stuff already. You've already made a determination, an affirmation that something is wrong with you. And there's nothing wrong with you. You just attracting those things because it works positively or negatively. Whichever one you choose. If you want to be sick, then that's what's going to come to you. If you want to be a person that knows that you have a certain condition, but you just put mind over matter, then you're going to persevere. You're going to say, oh yeah, I know I got that pain. Now don't be unwise now. If it's happening for a very long time, you need to go see a doctor. But sometimes, certain things, you're like, oh, because those people like, oh, I've had it. I was a supervisor. Hey, Shay, man, I can't make it in today, man. Got this cough. Okay, no problem. We all do it. Y'all know we all do it. I've made phone calls myself, and I'm, just raising my voice just a little while ago, and then I made the phone. This is Shay, I'm not feeling much. And I know how to play it off. This is Shay. Sorry about that. This is Shay, I can't make it in today. But you gotta be careful how you attract that stuff. Because a lot of times in the workplaces, you don't use your sick days because you're sick. You use them for something else, right? If you have that type of job. You just had a hangover and you couldn't get up out of the bed, that's all. And some of us are really sick, but I'm saying you cannot attract those things because it works positively and negatively. Guess what? God chose us to be his elect, right? Just as in today's portion, right? It started out by saying that the altar, there was a fire that could not go out, right? It had to burn from morning, right? To night, right? From evening to morning. From evening to morning. That fire, he said, should not go out. That's right. I equated that with the fire of Yah. That's with us. It should never go out. This is not an evening to morning thing. This is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week thing. Our praise and our exaltation and our allegiance and loyalty to Yah should never go out, just like that fire didn't go out in that altar. We should always have that wrath. And I'm not saying wrath in a good way, not in a bad way, but we should always have that. Oh, and I'm not saying that we going around, oh, praise the Lord, because there's people like that. Because there's a time and a place for everything. You're not always going to be in a prayerful position. I know that. Because you have to work. And some of us, you can't do that at your job. What I'm saying is that the wrath and that fire that you have in you for Yah, it should never go out. You should always have that. If somebody asks you something, you should always be saying, no, this is the case. Somebody asks you a question, well, what are you about, my brother? Oh, I can tell you. And you're not doing it with, with vanity. You're just doing it because it's within you. Jehovah said, I chose you so that you can speak of my name. So what is our existence for if we don't speak of Yah's name? You got to understand these things. Just as he chose us to be his elect, just like today, Sidrah again. Aaron and his sons were chosen to be the Cohane of the nation, correct? Correct. And it came with a responsibility, right? That's a heavy responsibility. And I want y'all to know, and I'm not up here and I'm not whining, I'm not crying, but I want y'all to know, and I'm going to put it on them. These brothers work hard. These brothers work hard. So don't you think that we just coming up here trying to figure out what to do, and they work hard. So if you think that, oh, sometimes, you know, okay, who's speaking today? They're working hard on their dissertations. They're working hard to praise the Creator. You think that, you know, we shaking out, we doing this because we love y'all and we want you, we want it to spread. I'm running out of time.
Affirming or commanding financial security as though you had already attained it conditions your thinking and stimulates your feelings. This sets the stage to manifest the very outcome you are affirming.
Okay, go down for a minute. Go down to the other paragraph which speaks about negative and positive about the show. Because we got to end that. All right? You see it?
The universal law of command words positively or negatively?
Yes. Let's read this one here. He said,
if you affirm a negative outcome with feeling, you will get that too.
Didn't I just say that? Okay, it says many
experiences of failure and unhappiness can be traced to the operation of negative affirmations or negative commands.
Is that true?
Yes.
Tell me what that means, Cohane, please. What do you think about that sentence we just read?
That
Shabbat Shalom.
It's basically cause and effect.
Cause and effect.
Get out what you did.
Okay.
Putting negative work or thoughts or lives into it.
Absolutely. Think it into reality.
Think it, it'll be. Right? Okay, it says.
These negative affirmations are usually put into operation unconsciously by simple statements expressing negative outcomes.
So, is it true that you have to be careful what comes out your mouth? What you thinking as well, right? You have to be careful, right? More so, parents have to be careful what they tell their children.
That's true. That's true. See that?
You know it. Oh, you ain't nothing but a bum. Your father's a bum. What you think he's gonna grow up being? And that's a whole nother subject too, because we have to understand, we gotta rebuild these families now. We have to learn how to rebuild these families and know that when families or a husband and wife divorce, the family is still together.
That's right.
It's supposed to be together. Y'all may live in different quarters, but there are children involved, and it's still a responsibility to raise them in a righteous manner. That's another subject. Because all this nonsense going on, you know, because we divorced, and I'm not talking to you, and you ain't talking. That's nonsense. What do you think you're doing to those children? And then they grow up, and they're trying to figure out, like, okay, well, who's for me, who's against me? My father talks about my mother talks about my father. You messing that kid up. You gotta be careful. The law of command, the law of attraction. Let's end it out.
For example, negative affirmations like, I can't do it.
I can't do it.
I know this won't work out for me.
How many people have known people to do that and say that?
Or,
and be honest with yourself. To thine own self be true. Sometimes it was just own self.
Or, I always catch a cold when the weather changes.
Right? Didn't we just say that?
Become self-fulfilling prophecies. Negative affirmations tend to originate in your feeling nature.
Right.
In how you feel about yourself. The negative feelings about yourself tend to subconsciously focus your thoughts on the negative outcomes expressed in the negative affirmation. These negative outcomes manifest in your life experience as failure, lack, limitation, and ill health.
You're going to think all of this stuff, this is what you're going to become in days to come. You're always going to think that I can't do it. Because you said it that one time, 10 years from now, I can't do it. 20 years from now, I still can't do it. 30 years from now, oh, I'm done. You got to be careful. I'm going to stop here. We're going to go into the book of Job and we're going to end up. Job, the 21st chapter. This is for our youth. I want them to hear these particular verses. I'm sorry I had to cut it short, but like I said, I think that the praises of Yah must go forth first. He's due all the praises. So, Job, the 21st chapter, 22nd chapter, I'm sorry, 22nd chapter and the 21st verse. Let's read until the 30th verse. Yeladim, children, youth, listen to these words. He says, 22:21.
Acquaint now thyself with...
Acquaint. Can anyone tell me what the definition of acquaint means? Okay, Naomi. Make familiar with. That's the word I was looking for. Make familiar with. Read it again, Zakwe, without a shout. Acquaint. Listen to these words, children, please. All you, youth.
Acquaint now thyself with him.
Now, notice, with him. Notice that capital H. Who are we talking about? Most High. He says,
and be at peace.
And be at peace.
Thereby shall thine increase be good.
Not only monies, because we always think about it in monies, but your wisdom will increase. Your peace will increase. Your good judgment will increase. And thereby Yehovah will give you money to increase. If you play your cards right. He says,
receive, I pray thee, instruction from his mouth.
Whose mouth?
Most High.
And guess what? That could also mean that the Most High commands your parents to give you instruction. Because your parents are Yah on earth. He says,
and lay up his words in thy heart.
Lay them up in your heart.
If thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be built up.
Did you hear what Akh said this morning? He said, you better call upon Yah now in your youth. Isn't this the same thing? If thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be what?
Built up.
He says,
if thou put away unrighteousness far from thy tents, and lay thy treasure in the dust, and the gold of Ophir among the stones of the brooks.
The gold of Ophir was like priceless. Because they speak about it often, the gold of Ophir. If you had a chain from the gold of Ophir, you was the man. You was the woman. You say, where you get that from? Oh, I got this from Jamaica Avenue, the Coliseum. That ain't nothing compared to Ophir. Where you get that watch from, Ophir? Now, beat that.
And the Almighty be thy treasure, and precious silver unto thee.
Right?
Then surely shalt thou have thy delight in the Almighty, and shalt lift up thy face unto Elohim.
Lift up your face unto Elohim now when you have the time. When you are in your youth, lift up your face to the Almighty. Pray unto him. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to sing a song and to clap your hand. Yah put you on here. He woke you up this morning. Amen. He didn't have to do that for us. He woke you up the very least. At the very least, you can say, Todah Yah. At the very least. He says further,
thou shalt make thy prayer unto him, and he will hear thee.
If you're not acquainted with him, then he will not be acquainted with your prayer. He needs to hear a familiar voice.
Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee.
Didn't we talk about that? Wasn't the word decree in that law of command? God's telling us to put it out into existence. Read that verse again. He said what?
Thou shalt also decree a thing.
Command it.
And it shall be established unto thee.
And it shall be established unto thee.
And light shall shine upon thy way.
And you will be, brothers and sisters, you increase. You will be blessed by Yah. Amen. Put it into the existence. Put it into the universe. And see that Yehovah can do it. Don't doubt him. If you doubt him, then you're not going anywhere. But if you try him for good, then you will be okay. Amen. You will be better than okay. End it out. He said,
when they cast thee down, thou shalt say, there is lifting up.
So when people try to put you down, you You always have it in your heart. Oh, don't worry about that. You think you pushing me down? You think you gonna keep me down? God's gonna lift me up. God's gonna lift me up. He said,
for the humble person, he saveth.
The who person?
The humble person, he saveth.
Get some humility in your life too. He says,
He delivereth him that is innocent. Yea, thou shalt be delivered through the cleanness of thy hands.
Pureness. Be pure, children. Be pure, adults. That way we can avoid bringing up these sin offerings that we talk about every Shabbat. Can you imagine a nation without sin? Then the priest won't have to offer up a sin offering, a burnt offering, a guilt offering. So all we be bringing up is the shalamim. And like Moriyaya said last week, there are certain Hebrew words that are associated with your body. When you bring in a sevach shalamim, what do you want? You want peace in your body. You want peace with other people, correct? You want peace in your home. How about if you come home every night and your isha, and you walk into the door and then you just turn around. Here we go again. You want to be able to go to the door like, what's going on? Oh, I smell that turkey, baby. HT, honey. You making turkey, baby? Yes, sir. That's my favorite. Yes, sir. So when October 28th comes around, y'all know Cohen Shake loves turkey. But that's what I'm talking about. Peace. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thanking the Creator for the words. Thanking Him for the confidence. And may we always put righteousness in existence and put it in our hearts and our minds to do what is right and pleasing in His eyesight. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yivarekha Yehovah wa yishmarecha. Ya'ir Yehovah panayo alecha vechuneka. Yisa Yehovah panayo alecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Yehovah bless you and keep you. Yehovah cause His face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto you. Yehovah lift up His countenance upon you and may He give you peace. Hallelujah. Yochad. Selah. Shabbat shalom. We're going to